Bologna State has come a long way since being a team full of walk-ons last season. Led by their head coach Giovanni Rigatoni, they beat Auburn last year at a 56 overall. They beat Louisville this season, went toe-to-toe with Ole Miss, and even won a conference championship game. But nothing could really prepare them for what they're about to face: an elite SEC school in Alabama. Can pure coaching strategy and realism really outwit the Crimson Tide? This is the Rigatoni recipe, a college football dynasty played on Heisman difficulty from a former coach's perspective, using the worst team possible. So smash that like button to see a cupcake team beat Alabama. Hit subscribe if you want to know more about the strategy of football, or just leave a comment if you prefer red or white pasta so YouTube has no idea what this series is actually about. Let's get scouting. If you take a look at the Alabama team, there's not a lot to like if you're a Bologna State fan. They are absolutely loaded at every position, and they are deep at all positions as well. The weaknesses are scarce, so we're really going to need a solid game plan that stays safe, keeps the ball in front of us, takes advantage of time of possession, limits mistakes, and puts ourselves in a position where the score might be pretty close in the fourth quarter. If we think we can go toe-to-toe with this team and out-physical them, we're idiots. And frankly, I would tell my team that. Because at the end of the day, the only thing that matters is that we have more points than they do. And so we have to play this game as if our goal is to have more points than they do. If we think we're going to try to be more physical, if we think we're going to try to be more dominant, we are not going to win this game. One other strategy that we want to try to utilize is getting to know their playbook a little bit better. If you jump into the Create a Playbook section, you can actually see some tendencies from a team based on their playbook, and we want to be familiar with the top plays that they'll run in certain situations, because maybe that can give us a read on what we want to call in those situations to beat them. Defensively, Alabama runs a 4-2-5. It's pretty standard, lots of match coverage. They have overs, unders, penny front, which is essentially the diamond that we've been running all year, so no real surprises here. What we're going to do to try to attack this has been very limited this season, but we're going to use our 13 personnel package again. And more specifically, we're going to really try to utilize motion to get them out of position. A match coverage really heavily depends on alignment to the receiving strength and to the strength of the formation. So if we make a committed effort to make this hard on them to identify pre-snap, we can likely catch them out of position. Now I realize this is just a video game, but this is why you see motion on almost every offensive snap in real football, whether it's college or NFL. The goal is to create confusion for the defense's match principles, or even just get them second-guessing their rules when the formation changes strength or goes from a 2x2 to a 3x1, different situations like that. We're going to try to throw the ball out of this set because really our only positive matchup on offense is Taylor Harris, which is our tight end against their linebackers. So expect a lot of variety in the running game to try to catch the edge. We're going to try to simplify the offense a little bit for David DePaul, hopefully break a few with Bo Jackson, but keep the ball in our hands so we can limit their possessions on offense and shorten the game. If they have less possessions offensively, they have less opportunities to score, and again, our end game is just have more points than they do. We don't need this to be pretty, we just need this to be a W. So our offensive game plan is as follows. Number one, no turnovers. We cannot afford to give them an extra possession. Number two, it is okay to embrace a boring game. Again, our goal is to have more points than they do. Keep this simple. Don't preoccupy yourself with glitz and glory. Preoccupy yourself with winning. Number three, utilize motion and 13 personnel. This is going to make it a little bit challenging for them to line up and utilize the match principles that they want to run. And then four, Taylor Harris is your answer to man coverage. You can utilize the backs out of the backfield as well, but in general, if they're blitzing or running man, Taylor Harris has to have a great day. On the defensive side, their worst receiver is better than our best corner, so that really limits what we can do as a team in terms of any man coverages or man blitzes. Because of this weakness, and since our goal is to shorten the game and keep it close in the fourth quarter, we're going to live out of a 6 defensive back defense and allow them to run the ball. We're also going to run a cover 3 shell with a 3-man rush, and the extra defender is going to always man match Ryan Williams, since he is arguably the best player in the game. This is called a lock coverage. If we can limit his ability to make big plays, then ultimately we have a chance to force long drives. We know they're going to get yards. We know they're going to score points. Don't be fooled into thinking we're going to hold them to a shutout. But can we force them to do it while killing a lot of clock? Can we get stops in the red zone to force field goals instead of touchdowns? Can we get a third down stop here and there to stay in this thing? That's the mentality we have to have. Every play and every possession is life or death against a team that has more talent. According to the film we saw in our playbook study, when they run this gun tight formation, they're either running a stick concept out of this or it's inside zone. We're going to go with a double mug zero blitz out of this. We're going to play the odds and see if this gives us a positive play. So here we go. The final test of Season 2 for Bologna State and head coach Giovanni Rigatoni. You can see the keys to the game were super well thought out by the production team. Bologna State got the ball first, so let's play some football. We're starting with the stretch run. Of course, Alabama there gets us in the backfield for 2nd and 11. And then 2nd and 11, we get that yard back, so it's not looking good. 3rd and 10, trying to find our man matchup. It's Taylor Harris, able to get a nice chunky yardage to keep the drive alive. 1st and 10, looking back for the stretch. Again, a lot of 13 personnel, trying to find windows in the running game. We thought we had space. They just closed it so quickly. Their ability to shed blocks was really a problem for us. But 3rd and 6, we had Taylor Harris again. We're able to stay on the field. 1st and 10, trying to get stretched. They just shed the blocks too well. And then 2nd and 14, they get us in the backfield again. So it's 3rd and 16. We're not going to try anything crazy here. We got decent yardage on this drive. We're just getting a little bit back so we can get in position for a field goal. We make the kick, so it's 3-0. We get our defense set up on the first drive in this.
And it's just fun to have those guys.
Intercepted in the first drive, into the pick.
Dakota Mills in the slot. Moving him to the slot has been huge for us, and he comes up with a huge play here. 1st and 10, next drive out, trying the stretch run. We got the space, just make the blocks. We just can't hold them long enough. And then 2nd and 6, same issue. We just can't keep our blocks. And 3rd and 3, we can't get it. And then 4th and 3, we decided to go for it. Hulk play. We've been doing it all year, and they get in the backfield and get a stop. Was that a little bit too greedy of a decision by Coach Rigatoni against a better team? Because the very next play, they're able to hit a huge post shot down the middle of the field. 1st and 10, though, looking for the ground game. They only get 2. 2nd and 8, tries to throw it over the middle. We're there and able to make the stop. It's 3rd and 8. We've got it bottled up. He looks for the deep post shot again, and he hits it again. So Alabama's on the move. 1st and 10, looking for the crosser. He's able to find decent yardage. But here's where we got to bow up, is in the red zone. Can we force this to be a field goal? No. He hits the crosser, 7-3 Alabama. Our next drive out, we're looking for Taylor Harris again on that man matchup. He's able to make a huge play to end the first quarter, 7-3. 1st and 10, looking for the stretch. Had a decent gain there, but ultimately closed quickly. 2nd and 8, looking for the running back out of the backfield. We got it down to 1st and goal. And then on 1st and goal, I wish we had that kind of blocking on that 4th and inches play, but it's 10-7 Bologna State now. Alabama's next drive out, looking for the ground game, wasn't there. This Dollar defense actually did a really nice job bottling up the run early. 2nd and 11, looking for a passing lane. It's not really there, so he dumps it off. It's 3rd and 3. Lock coverage, make sure we take care of Ryan Williams first. He dumps it off to the running back. Quick 3 and out, Bologna State back on the field. 1st and 10, looking for the inside running game, able to get 5. 2nd and 5, looking to try to get the stretch. The pursuit to the ball was so good. And then 3rd and 6, looking for the running back out of the backfield, and Bo Jackson just didn't turn around and catch the ball. So 1st and 10 at Alabama, they try a jet sweep to try to get players involved. 2nd and 10, their first touch to Ryan Williams. He's only getting 2 yards, so we bottle it up nicely. And then 3rd and 8, we're able to get the stop, right? There's no way that Simpson runs for a first down here and keeps the drive alive. Just heartbreaking. So 1st and 10, they dump it off to the back. Again, we did a really nice job keeping everything in front of us. 2nd and 8, they're not able to get any rushing yards. 3rd and 8, we choose to be aggressive for some reason against the unbalanced front. We didn't do it all game, and we paid for it huge here. So 2 massive 3rd down conversions on this drive. 1st and goal, they're looking to try to get a touchdown. Again, we got to bow up in the red zone. This play, you could see some confusion. We really just should have taken a timeout here and gotten off the field. Really bad coaching by Rigatoni. We had the wrong play for what they were trying to do. So 1st and 10. We're able to get decent yardage for the first time on the ground. We're not in a huge rush here. We've got 3 timeouts. What we don't want to do is give them the ball back with a lot of time left. We dump it off to Bo Jackson. We're able to get a first down, and he's able to get out of bounds. 1st and 10, looking for Taylor Harris. He's able to get a great chunky yardage and get out of bounds. He's having a huge game so far. Bo Jackson on the stretch run. Nothing really there. We take our timeout. 2nd and 8. David DePaul fighting over bodies to try to make a play. And then 3rd and 15. What are we thinking? I have no idea what we called this. And it ends up with a huge interception. We should have just got yardage to put ourselves in field goal range again. But now the tables have really turned. And a huge Bologna State mistake sets them up in bad position here. We've got to bow up to hold a field goal at least. Alabama on the move, 2nd and 7. Dumps it off, takes another timeout. They've got 1 remaining, 3rd and 4. We bring the pressure because we thought it was stick. They went away from their tendency. Our whole playbook scouting has completely blown up in our face here this first half. And they kick the field goal to make it 17-10. Why are we showing a kickoff to open the second half? Why?
Send it back to Reese and the guys for the second half of the...
Got a little room. Can they catch him?
So a lot of costly mistakes in that first half that frankly were avoidable by Bologna State has put us in a position now where we've got a pretty big uphill climb to get back into this. The good news is we have a lot of time. The bad news is we don't really have the talent to be able to make big plays. So we're going to have really good sustained drives. And you can see Alabama's defense is really just in position a lot of plays. 3rd and 8, trying to hit a curl route to Peaks. He's able to make the catch and sustain the drive. But the second we try to go back to any stretch running game, they're just so good at shedding blocks and capturing the edge. We go backwards on 2 straight plays, and then 3rd and 16, we hit Harris over the middle, and he just dropped the ball. So now a really big back-breaking opportunity for Alabama with this drive. Can Bologna State keep this manageable? 1st and 10, drops it off to the running back. He's able to get a first down. And then 1st and 10, they're utilizing the motion, trying to find a receiver, finds an underneath pattern, so it's 2nd and 1. Clock just kind of ticking away, right? Ticking away, ticking away. They run to get the first down. It's now 1st and 10 again. Dump it off to the tight end for a little bit of yardage. That efficiency was starting to hurt them. Bologna State, though, did such a good job defending the run. 3rd and 2, they brought the pressure, and once again they paid for it immediately with a screen pass. Everything is falling apart for Coach Rigatoni. All of the fundamentals they worked on all season, they just can't seem to capitalize on this game. That's what a good team can force you to do. It's down to 1st and goal. They have to get a stop here to at least keep this manageable. 2nd and goal. They get another stop. 3rd and goal. Trying to make a play. He throws the curl to Ryan Williams. We're able to make the tackle. And then 4th and goal, he kicks the field goal. It's a 3-score lead. Not looking good for the Blue guys. David DePaul dropping back on first down. Bo Jackson just gets stuck in the backfield. We're not able to make anything happen here. And then Bo Jackson on 2nd and 10. He's able to break a couple tackles, so he does a nice job. 3rd and 2. We're able to get the edge on stretch to keep this drive going. The third quarter comes to a close, and it's been really big passing plays by Alabama that's kept them alive. But really, Bologna State has stayed in this game for the most part. It's just not really reflected on the score. 2nd and 13. They throw underneath to Peaks, who's able to get 10. It's 3rd and 3. Trying to catch the edge on stretch. They do. So Bo Jackson able to get some yardage there. 1st and 10, they're trying to go back to the stretch game. It's Teague who's in the game now. Teague gets a solid chunk of 9. 2nd and 1, play action fake. Able to hit him out of the backfield to get a first down. Again, driving and moving the ball. Everything's been so difficult in this game for Bologna State, but they're fighting and scratching and clawing. This is a huge validity test for them. 3 yards to get it to 3rd and 7. They go to play action, trying to find a guy just getting stuck on bodies. Goes to Teague. 4th and 2. What do you do here? Just go back to the play that's worked all season. It's Hulk. We wish we had that again on that 4th down play earlier in the game, but it wasn't meant to be. And Bo Jackson left it all on the field, leaving with an injury. A drop on 1st down. 2nd and 10. We go to Harris. 3rd and 3. Play action again. There's guys everywhere. Teague drops the ball. Coach Rigatoni didn't like their chances to get another 3 yards, so they kicked the field goal to eliminate the 3-score deficit. Try to kick the onside kick. Not able to get anything there. A first down. It's Simpson on a counter run. Alabama makes it 34-13. There's nothing else to see here, folks. In year 2 with a team that started as a 56 overall, that's now a 65 overall, it's clear that the team is coached well enough to win these games, but the lack of talent really caught up with them today, and they know it. When you play a game like this, you can't afford for things to unravel, and missing the 4th and inches in the red zone, the interception at the end of the half, the kick return for a touchdown is ultimately what broke this game open. Had Bologna State taken the 10-0 lead early after their pick, had they been willing to settle for a field goal instead of forcing their own interception, had they kicked the ball deep enough to prevent a return, all these things live with the head coach for months and even years after a game like this. Coach Rigatoni has to use this as fuel this offseason to ensure this roster gets the talent they need, just to have some flexibility and options to help them battle back when things don't initially go their way in a game. We are going to jump right into the offseason now, so grab your popcorn and let's finish season 2. But before we do, I want to say thank you for making this such a fun experience for me. If you haven't yet, please consider liking, subbing, commenting, since all of it really helps a small creator like me get this video seen by more people. Now let's rebuild this roster. Coach Rigatoni did get one offer for an SEC school in South Carolina and a few other offers, but he's not interested in that. He wants to stick with Bologna State. And Bologna Tech did lose a nail-biter to Oregon, so we are in the clear there in terms of them getting a championship before us. You can see the playoffs and how it kind of played out ultimately. Florida was able to get the win. It was Coach Billy Napier. He gets a championship, so congratulations to Florida on winning. And Bologna State ends number 16th in the country, which is 2 spots behind Bologna Tech, who finished at 14. Congratulations to Isaac Smith and Caleb Jackson, both looking to be going pro. Several players graduating, and Bologna Tech also with a lot of guys they're losing. So really important that we dive into recruiting here. I'm not going to bore you with the details of this section, but we had a very, very big priority as we entered this recruiting section. We had to get a quarterback, and a transfer quarterback is who it has to be. It can't be a freshman. We had to get talent at receiver. Again, we're looking for transfers, not necessarily a freshman, because we need somebody who's going to make an impact right away. We must get better in the secondary. A corner or multiple corners, a strong safety, a free safety. We need as much help as we possibly can in the back unit so we can mix up our coverages. And then some wild card picks that we'd like to get is an offensive lineman, a defensive lineman, a linebacker, some kind of game breaker in the middle of the field so that we can ultimately put our team in positions to be successful. So with that, we set out to recruit. Before the transfer portal, Bologna State was 42nd in the country in recruiting. Let's see what happens after the transfer portal. LJ Green, a zone corner. Donovan Starr, a zone corner. Both transfers. Jaden Trapman, he was a freshman, a true freshman. Rico Paredes is going to be a true freshman at running back. Jamison Bowie was a true freshman, wide receiver. Melvin Joy is a true freshman, wide receiver. Jesus Ayambadejo, true freshman, tight end. Oscar Nagy, true freshman, right tackle. Elijah Fucha, true freshman, will. Simone Perkins, true freshman, right tackle. Trey Spivey, transfer wide receiver. Gideon Davidson, transfer running back. Akeem Mudbuki, quarterback. Desmond James, transfer. Charlie Collins, transfer. Antoine Fegans, transfer. Chaston Dita, transfer. Matt Maribel, transfer. A massive list that checks all the boxes that Bologna State was looking for. Moves them up in the recruiting cycle to 37th. You can see Bologna Tech is a little bit ahead, but ultimately a 37th recruiting class for this team as a 2-star is huge to get us in position to compete with the big dogs. And then some guys who became impact players for their role in what they did last season. Dakota Mills, DeMarvin Holland, Taylor Harris, all these guys becoming impact players, and of course, Bo Jackson becoming a superstar. Wouldn't be surprised to see that at all. But there's one final thing for Bologna State, and that is that they were left out of the college football playoffs because they were the American champion and they lost the spot to the Big 12 champion. So in Coach Rigatoni's mind, there's a very simple solution to this, and that is to just join the Big 12. So that's exactly what Bologna State is going to do in Season 3. We've already accomplished everything we wanted in the American Conference. It's time to move on to bigger and better. In terms of the schedule, unfortunately Week 8 is not available anymore due to this conference's schedule, so the Week 8 tradition and the Marinara Massacre moved to Week 3. Or Week 3, maybe? Bologna State also scheduled the defending national champions in Florida and a ranked NC State squad to open the season, so bring your boxing gloves early for Season 3. For Bologna Tech, they also started with some ranked teams, and head coach Peter Pesto wanted redemption against Oregon, who knocked them out of the playoffs last season. I'll leave you with a quick update for next season and the final roster heading into next year. We went from a 56 overall to a 65 to a 74, and while this team isn't perfect, we finally got some pieces to do some damage. We are taking a break on uploading for the holidays to enjoy some time off during the off season, so we're skipping the next Tuesday cadence during that time, but I am promising to come back bigger and better than ever for next season on Tuesday, of course. This is not a burnout. This is actually super hyped up and motivated, just needing a little extra time to put some of these ideas together. So get ready for more storylines, more drama, more insights from the team, stats, and of course, alternative strategies and football knowledge in a new conference with adjusted sliders now that we've got some pieces to play with. We're only getting bigger and better from here thanks to your feedback. I hope you all have a great holiday. Happy New Year. I will see you some Tuesday in early January. You will know it when you see it. Take care, everyone. Thank you for being a part of this journey. Can't wait to take this to a new level in 2026 for Season 3. We're out.